clips that I want to use to lead into that, okay? I want everybody to understand what we're watching and what's going on before we get into the JCS video completely, because this is insanity. I mean, it's a very good reason to always carry a pocket knife. Just saying. If you would have had a pocket knife in this situation, the guy would have been in a lot better situation. Hey, how are you doing, Mimi? Have you heard about Sarah Boone? Have you seen what's going on with this case? It is crazy. It blew my mind. Like, I've heard about it, but I didn't pay that much attention to it because I wasn't really into the true crime space that much at the time that this happened. But then over the last few months, I've, heard this and heard that, or saw this clip and that clip. But when JCS put this video out yesterday, it blew my mind. Hey, Mama Stormy, good afternoon to you too. It is absolutely crazy. And the deadpan, just the way this woman seems like she has no emotion about it, to me is a dead giveaway that it was somewhat intentional. And when I say, I'm being very, very charitable to say somewhat. Hey, Harlot. We're going to get into it today. It is wild. Let's start with Law and Crime. This video is from a few months ago, I believe, that they put out. And this is her phone that... Okay, first let me set the scene for you, okay? There was a lot of domestic... I'm trying to think of what to say. It's real early in the stream. I don't want to, demonetize it early. There was a lot of issues, relationship issues between her and her boyfriend. He had been arrested several times, and they had a very unhealthy relationship, and they both have drinking problems, right? Well, they were hanging out, supposedly, according to her. This is as far as I've made it. They were hanging out, having a good time, partying, and decided to play hide and go seek. Now, we're going to see that that's not completely true, right? But they decided to play hide and go seek. He hid in a suitcase, and she zipped him up in there. And then, according to her, she went upstairs and fell asleep, woke up, came down, and found him no longer with us. So... really, the police later, they found videos on her phone, which, remember, she was drinking that night. So she must not have remembered that she recorded these videos, or she's just an idiot and didn't realize that they were going to go and look through her stuff and find this, because just this video here, this sets the tone. The thing she says at the beginning of this little 2-minute clip from Law and Crime from her phone, it lets you know exactly what state of mind she was in. Let's jump to it. This is her videoing him.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You hear that laugh, right? Like it's like an emotional laugh. Like she's upset, but she's getting her revenge here. This is payback. This is psychotic. But what I was saying, a good reason to carry a pocket knife, that suitcase, if he had a pocket knife, he could get out of that suitcase.
Stupid. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it up. Sarah, I can't fucking read this. Thursday. Yeah, that's what when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. Sarah. Sarah.
And then she just leaves him there.
I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Can you imagine the fear? What's going through your mind while that's happening? While you're locked in a suitcase and the person that you're supposed to be spending your life with. No, I'm not excusing anything he did. If he put his hands on her, he's a piece of crap, right? But at the same time, can you imagine? Just think about that. Think about being locked in this suitcase knowing that the person that you love is laughing that you can't breathe and wondering if they are going to leave you there for good.
Real ransom. I want to give Vito for it extra. Because we got it.
Sarah.
Real ransom.
Sarah. Sarah.
Whew.
I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you cheat on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Can't breathe, Sarah.
She said, that's what I feel like when you cheat on me. Cheating. Got him locked in this suitcase. Thank you, Harlot. Yeah, everybody make sure you hit the like button so it pushes this out to more people. We can build our community. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out with me. This is going to get interesting. The JCS video, I made it through a few minutes and I was like, I got to watch this with Chad. I can't watch this by myself because there's so many things I just want to comment on and talk about, and it does me no good to sit here and do it myself, you know?
You should probably shut the fuck up.
All right. So, just from that video there, we understand, right? Like, she knew what she was doing. Did she know it was going to cause him to die? I'm not sure. I mean, she knew she was making him very uncomfortable. He communicated that he couldn't breathe several times. She didn't have a care in the world. Whether she thought she was just going to leave him stuck in that suitcase overnight and be really uncomfortable and sore the next morning when she finally came to let him out, I'm not sure. But common sense would tell you that if you put somebody in a small space with a limited air supply where they're not able to get more air, then the more they breathe, they're constantly breathing in the oxygen, breathing out carbon dioxide, right? Monoxide, whichever. You know what I'm talking about. But breathing it out. And then the less oxygen the air has in it, the less you're able to breathe. It's common sense. Let's see. Let's go to the good one, though, because this here, she didn't even put on an act. Like, when the cops showed up, she didn't even try to pretend that she had any emotion about it. On the 911 call, listen to this 911 call. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
No, it was the afternoon. And air was coming out, and he was burping.
Listen to this 911 call.
911, what is the location of your emergency? 4748 Branch Court. Is this the police or medical? My boyfriend is dead. Okay, send a line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Just, my boyfriend is dead. Really? Hey, Miss Southern Logic. Did you make it home? Did you come in a minute ago? I thought I heard you.
Sorry, Rich, just tell me exactly what happened here.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his cage he was dead in the suitcase. I don't know what happened.
Okay, you hanging from somewhere or what, man?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah, but, okay, listen to me. Lay him flat on his, okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay,
He's dead and purple.
okay, man, that's fine. We're still going to do compression to him.
Listen right here as she doesn't want to do compression. She doesn't want to do CPR. Why? I believe he's been dead for a while. I believe she's known that he was dead in that suitcase probably for a couple hours before she even called anybody, because her arguments back of why she shouldn't even try CPR. Just listen.
Okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
If I lay down, you can tell.
Okay, and,
Please. Okay, just gurgle.
okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbone. Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Right.
We want to pump his chest to be hard and fast, twice per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Man, it's wild. She didn't even just. Check her out.
This is 42-year-old Sarah Boone, who you just heard on the 911 call a few seconds ago. Her boyfriend was 42-year-old George Torres Jr., who she locked inside a suitcase the night before, ultimately leading to him dying of suffocation. Sarah's explanation is that it was a totally unintentional and unforeseen accident, but what she's completely unaware of at this particular moment is the fact she recorded 2 videos on her phone last night, the first of which was taken at 11:12 p.m. and shows her laughing at George while he's zipped up in the suitcase. But George isn't laughing. He's asking to be let out and repeatedly stating that he can't breathe. The second video was recorded 11 minutes later, showing the same thing, except the suitcase was flipped over and in a different area of the apartment.
So she probably drug him around the apartment, kicking the suitcase, beating on the suitcase. You'll understand why I think that a little bit later, but wow, you know. And she said they were playing hide and seek, right? And then in the same breath, she says she put him in the suitcase and zipped him up. That's not hide and seek. If there's only 2 of you there and you're playing hide and seek, you can't help the person hiding from you get in their hiding spot, because then there's no seek. I mean, I wonder what she did to get him to get into the suitcase. I wonder if it was do you think you'll fit? I bet you can't fit, and then lock him in there and just leave him. Like, that's so wild to me. So wild to me.
Sarah is both unmistakably and heavily intoxicated in these videos, which may explain the fact she didn't delete them. It would be safe to assume that she has no idea the videos exist. And yes, you will see the moment she becomes aware of their existence. But we first have to acknowledge how this episode was even possible, and that would be the Law and Crime Network. They sent us the uncompressed documents that comprise this video, and almost every case we have covered, or will cover, is already available in its raw form on this channel, which includes the 2 main items of public record in the case of Sarah Boone, starting with the body cam footage, which is right where we left off.
Hello there. I had a cigarette left. Get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay? I really need something to drink. Okay, well, I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter. Okay, we'll take care of you. 1 second. What's going on?
Sorry,
I just got here, so fill me in.
no problem. Like,
Yeah,
you and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
Like, having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase. Okay?
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband. My former husband.
Hi, he lives here with you guys?
No. I call him over here.
That's a little bit of a red flag, too. If she finds her boyfriend dead in the suitcase that she locked him in the night before, and the first person she calls is her ex-husband.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Here, let's talk in private,
I
okay?
called you guys. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Do a puzzle, artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek. That's all that happened.
Okay. Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so caught now right now. It's on the counter.
I can't remove anything from out of the house.
So thirsty, like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down, because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal
I
with,
mean,
right? I don't want water. I can.
Y'all see that face she just made? It's a lot for her to deal with. She has no concern that her boyfriend is dead, though. She's just concerned that she can't get her cigarettes and Dr. Pepper. Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch.
Get you some water, okay?
The officer then talks to Sarah's ex-husband.
11:30 is when I start calling to find out. This is supposed to be her day.
He referred to the fact that Sarah was meant to have custody of their son today.
I'm really not very good about always doing it.
That's right. They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Got over here, told her she need to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. But I called her.
Give me 1 second, okay?
He's currently on parole because of it, so
Because of domestic violence with her.
yes.
Okay.
He explains that George has been arrested.
And that ex-husband, he's not doing her no favors, is he? You can tell. He's over this. He's over her. You can tell. She's probably a pain in the butt to deal with on a regular basis. They got a kid together. He said that she doesn't always show up to pick up the kid or get the kid on her days. She's obviously got a drinking problem. She's in an abusive relationship. And now, he's probably just ready to not have to deal with her anymore, for being honest, right?
Arrested for domestic violence multiple times against Sarah, and that Sarah's literally bailed him out every time.
Oh, he's getting one from his cat. Probably gonna pass out on it. Okay, well listen.
The police officer asks the ex-husband to stick around for a little while longer. She then gets a notepad and returns to Sarah to collect more information.
At some point you put him in the suitcase.
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there.
Yes.
Thought it would be funny a little bit.
It was. We both were laughing about it.
Okay.
And then I fell asleep.
Where does she come up with this story anyway? Like, what sense does it? How she had to be drunk when she came up with this excuse, right? Like, oh yeah, it was funny. We locked him in the suitcase. I could see that. I could see that. And if people are having fun, can you get in? But then, how do you just fall asleep? I mean, what'd you do? Like, just pass out drunk, like walking? How do you go up and lay down and leave him in the suitcase to go to sleep in the first place? Like, what? How does her excuse even make sense? Like, I fell asleep. No, you went to sleep. You left him there. You knowingly left him there.
Did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs. I just totally
You
forgot.
began to do CPR on him.
Yes. Yes.
About
And he
what
gurgled.
time this morning did you
Gurgled.
start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. And it, air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could tell by looking at him.
But you had to do CPR, you doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to sit back down because I don't
Can I
want
have one more sip of water,
Yeah,
please?
go.
Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it is secure, okay?
The officer then confirms the ex-husband will be taking custody of the child.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No.
Okay, he's in school. What? How old is
This
he?
will be a fun one. He is not. He's third
I
grade.
can't even start with how you would explain something like this.
That's kind of sketch from the baby daddy, is it not? This will be a fun thing to explain. Hey, your mama's boyfriend? Yeah, she locked him in the suitcase and left him there until he died. So, you're not going to your mama's for 10 to 20.
Okay.
The ex-husband leaves, and the officers wait for investigators to arrive.
Hold on. Allison Miles, did I get the 20 euros? If you sent it through YouTube, I haven't seen that I got it, but I'm sure I did if you sent it through YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade?
The investigators then arrive.
Sarah, you get enough water? No, if you want to stay seated, I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were gonna come out and talk to you and go from there. They're here. They're gonna ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, Sarah, my name's Chelsea. My partner Scott.
They ask Sarah what happened.
So he decided to get the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. I don't know what happened. Okay.
After you zip them up, did you move the bag around and not zip them at all, or you just zip it up and walk away
My
laughing?
both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
I wonder, like, I didn't get this far in this video where they actually talked to her about the videos they found on her phone. So I'm so interested to know, what did she say when they told her, like, oh, we know what you said to him. We know what the situation was. You recorded it. Goodness.
I'm afraid for my life. I wasn't gonna. I'm
Why
afraid
is that?
for my
Good.
life.
He was too.
Family has never liked it.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughter yesterday.
No, I mean, like, about this.
No.
Okay. So
They're going to
it's,
kill me.
okay,
Do
well,
they live local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me.
The detectives reassure Sarah that she's not about to get murdered, and then go in to investigate the apartment.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. I'm gonna talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
This police officer was brilliant. Her temperament was perfect for the situation. The investigators simply asked Sarah to stay somewhere else for the night, and to come to the police station the following day with any questions she might have. Sarah stayed with her ex-husband, then showed up at the sheriff's office the next day at 3:51 p.m. with an entire handwritten page of questions, the first of which was about when she's getting back her phone.
I'm gonna have you fit the green chair.
Do you think there was a moment at which she realized that those videos were on her phone before she got here? Or do you think that she didn't know at all?
Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarah takes out her page of questions, which the investigator semi-acknowledges then brushes off.
So obviously, he received his autopsy. So I'm gonna read you your rights again because we have to talk about that. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
And do you understand what I just read you?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Sarah has no idea what just happened.
This morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. You could see his mouth was a little.
I haven't laid a
swollen.
hand on him.
Okay.
Forensics have since proven that George sustained his injuries the night he died, and he didn't have them before entering the apartment.
Also, too, he fell off my son's bike,
Okay.
so I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
Okay.
I.
Okay.
The investigator details further injuries, including a contusion on his neck.
And they're all recent. Like they occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it. I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it for just a second to check out chat. I saw somebody asking for a memberships link. I'm gonna try to get that for you. Also, I'm gonna have to make some moderators to help me out with stuff like this and figure out what I need to do to set all that up so that I can do things more. I'm still learning how to work the live stream. I'm not a live streamer, so I'm gonna get that for you figured out. And anybody who wants to be a moderator, email me or just let me know. I know certain people like Lee Myrick. If he wants to be a moderator, I'd make him a moderator right now because he's in every single live that I do. He's always, active. I trust him, right? I trust everybody, but I don't know most people, and I don't want moderators that are taking a comment that disagrees with me and ripping it out or banning people just because they say something against my point. I can't stand that stuff. I don't want moderators to get rid of people who say another YouTube channel, because I don't see this as competition, you know? It's entertainment at best. There should be a green join button though, but I'm still trying to figure that out. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the join button. Let's play this while I do it.
No idea what it is. We had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine, and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why.
She had all night to set this up, which is the issue. For all we know, she could have designed this entire scene of events from scratch. There is a 12-hour gap between the timestamp on her videos to the moment police showed up on her doorstep, which is plenty of time to assemble what looks like a very pleasant scene of events that in no way precipitated a drunken act of revenge that ultimately led to murder.
Nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I have not touched him.
Trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him. I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately. It's been good. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
The interrogator now brings up Sarah's last call to police, reporting domestic violence.
A month ago, he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
She just referred to the fact that George didn't face charges for the alleged assault.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, since the last time he got out of jail, like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes.
A month. They've been good for a month. And that's what she's calling good. She just said he hit her with a curtain rod a month ago. A month ago. But they've been good.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good? No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So
Sarah is detailing possible motives for retaliation. Routine procedure would be to keep her train of thought locked on this element, provide encouragement and understanding while inquiring further into the suspect's grievances with the victim. The only problem is that the lead interrogator really doesn't like Sarah, and abandons the task of pretending to, which makes this a significantly flawed, yet remarkably entertaining process to bear witness.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so
give or take.
Right.
The investigator challenges an earlier assertion which remodels the discourse, and the suspect then starts defending her relationship with the victim.
I really love him, like I do, and I feel like I can help him. He came a really long way, and he was trying. He was really trying.
She somehow transitions into the principle of how she doesn't normally drink, and it's kind of only because of George that she drinks at all.
The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him.
Sarah talks about George's anger management classes and the supposed progress he was making.
And would always come home and show me his paper. And we would look over it.
Look, this guy was 40-something years old, all right? If he's hitting on her, beating on her, cheating on her, he's not going to change at this point. You're not going to be able to take somebody who lives that way and does those type of things and has those type of vices that he had, drugs, alcohol, whatever, and change them. They have to change themselves. And if he wanted to change, he would have changed for her before he done it to her. That's just my opinion. You're not helping him by allowing him to get away with abusing you.
There's papers together. So it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. You changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
When you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that.
At some point, somebody gets enough.
In the next moment, the detective will say, then they have to do something to defend themselves. Sarah's...
Now, she didn't know that they've seen the video already here, right? Like, I was trying to find that, so I haven't exactly... What did she say? She doesn't know that they have the videos of it, so she's talking like that. I can't. Hold on.
will completely switch at the completion of this sentence.
And they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee, and I don't know if you would like to see it on my phone, or I think it's actually on my laptop.
She explains how she once filed a restraining order against George, then for some reason brings up his ex-wife.
When I say a monster, she's a monster. Like, it does,
The interrogator lets her vent about the ex-wife for 2 minutes. She will now bring the focus back to the investigation.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
She recalls the game starting at around 4 p.m. and her going to sleep at around midnight.
So I have 4 and I have midnight, so there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or
like when we started to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it. Started to paint. Well, started to listen to music for a little bit. Started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Started to talk, paint, whatever. I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag your it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off.
That's not how you play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship?
Mm-hmm.
When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations, and everything.
Okay, so she's saying he got the suitcase out. They had a purpose for the suitcase. I was trying to see where she was going with that before I started interacting back with chat again. All right. Yeah, Jesse, I'm going to watch some too. I'm constantly watching videos trying to learn what I need to do. I feel like I'm in like a spaceship right here with all the lights. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens in front of me trying to keep up with certain stuff. And I'm still lost. But definitely. And I know I've got Avery. Whenever I see her, I'm definitely going to make her a mod. That way she can help me out because she's got a channel too and she already goes through this. She's a mod for other people. Are they going to be a mod too? We can make you a mod as well, Harlot. I need all the help I can get. The only thing I ask is don't be the overly aggressive mod. Allow people to like, if they're posting spam links and stuff, you know, get rid of that. If they're being overly hateful or cussing people out, you know, being personal against other chatters, like in a serious way, get rid of that. But as far as just people saying theories you don't agree with or I don't agree with or saying something negative about me, don't ban them for that. Let them talk. That's the only thing that scares me about mods is like I'll go in another chat and I'll be talking to somebody, and because somebody says my name, their comment will get deleted because they're talking about another YouTuber even though I'm in the chat talking. It's crazy. Gotcha, Mama Stormy. Maybe we can get this looking like a real live stream. But I will get it for you, Doodle Mom. I'll get you a link up there as soon as I can find one.
And just read the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not? But obviously, I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any any photos, videos that you remember doing?
When it comes to a link, I can't find the link, but on my homepage, there's a join button right at the top, right beside my name and picture, right there. It says join. I see that, but for some reason I can't. It won't let me share a link to it. Let me see. Is it down here? Ah, this is annoying. I really should have figured this out before.
On your phone on Sunday? No.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
With regard to the colossal realm of interrogation footage, the level of notoriety these next moments acquired is virtually unprecedented. I feel like this picture belongs on a wall somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You see it?
Can you move it around? Go ahead.
Look at that face.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shutting down.
Oh, okay.
She noticed her battery was about to die. Well, your boyfriend was about to die, right when you said, for everything you ever did to me.
Let me.
Sarah may have been hoping that that was the end of it. Really can't say that I blame her for that.
Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take. I don't know how much I can take. Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
You can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
How does that little thing go? It was at this moment she knew she messed up.
Is that long?
2 minutes.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you. Excuse me? Sarah. It's my name. Don't wear it out. Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please.
That's him saying that he can't breathe, and you
The interrogators should not be cutting each other off, but their missteps can be forgiven on this occasion due to the power of the evidence, which the lead detective will now focus on.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
She flipped it. She probably kicked it. She probably hit it with stuff. She was probably beating on him. He was helpless, locked in a very uncomfortable position with no oxygen. She says she never moved it when she was speaking to police earlier. Now she's like, I flipped it.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
But you did.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional of.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
What?
you were
Back
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Just to be clear, Sarah still has no idea how screwed she is. She just referred to an earlier statement that she didn't lock up the suitcase all the way, so George could get out.
Stop here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
It doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you.
We want you to say, yes, I locked him in there to get revenge on him for the things that he did to me. Your best defense is to say it was an accident. I didn't know he would die. I was drunk and I made a bad decision. And then you might get 7 to 10 instead of 25 to life, you know?
I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the
I
other video.
understand. I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end it sounds kind of like a...
No, not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you,
It's not malicious.
then what is that?
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
This video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to you
No.
recording this?
No. No.
I think we've all gathered by now that Sarah might be twisting the truth in her favor a little bit. She seems to have forgotten that 2 minutes ago she claimed to have no recollection of this incident, so her impeccable memory all of a sudden seems rather selective.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe, and you're the only one laughing,
Okay.
and you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but, like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me.
The interesting thing about Sarah is that her intuition is correct. She sort of recognizes what the police are doing here, but still has no idea of the ramifications. Her energy resembles that of someone who feels the police are about to start rumors about her.
Like,
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
my plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to, he'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
was
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
But you did.
No.
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think he's asking to come out? He
I
can't
didn't do
breathe.
it intentionally.
What do you think is gonna happen if you leave somebody in a confined space like that?
Well, I thought by not zipping it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And what was
suitcase,
your plan?
waiting for him to come upstairs. I thought,
Oh, Lord. So, she locks him in the suitcase. She knows he can't get out. She's telling him on video that she recorded herself. You know, this really goes to, like, you videoed yourself killing your boyfriend, laughing about it, telling him that it was revenge for what he did to you. And then you got the nerve to sit there. That's why it's funny to me. The situation's not funny. Somebody lost their life, right? It's funny to me, her reactions and what she says when they're questioned. Like, you're caught red-handed right here. You can't just, oh, well, I didn't know that he couldn't get out. I didn't mean to go upstairs and go to sleep. Well, why did you go upstairs and go to sleep? I mean, I just did, I went upstairs and I thought he was coming too, but you knew he was stuck in the suitcase. Well, I thought he could get out. You didn't want to make sure, He done told you he can't get out. He's begged you to let him out. You never let him out. Then you go upstairs and you fall asleep.
I thought it was like,
Oh,
I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't,
He's telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name.
Miss Southern Logic, don't lock me in a suitcase for smoking this cigarette in the house. I can't help it.
And don't wear it out.
guys, that's how we are with each other. This whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Sarah tries to move on to another topic, but the interrogator doesn't allow it and brings her back to the specifics of the evidence.
Again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You, consciously had to walk upstairs. You obviously remember going to bed because you were giving me a time frame on that.
This female detective, she has the same tone that I would have. Like, the condescendingness of her asking these questions and making these statements, it just warms my heart,
And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick.
Well, you did it in the present.
The lead interrogator starts playing the video as Sarah is mid-sentence reiterating her innocence.
I don't know. I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was not in any way, shape, or form.
You admit to moving the suitcase, over, so.
You roll it.
You roll it out, it's not like.
I didn't want it to be like that.
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now. I don't know how.
What did she just say there?
You want me to say it?
Moving the suitcase, over, so.
You roll it.
You roll it out, it's not like.
I didn't want it to be like that.
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now. I don't know.
Oh, they're just playing where he's pleading for her life and she's screaming F you, and while she's making excuses for why she didn't want the suitcase to be like that. That's why she flipped it over. Well, how'd it get up there? I don't know.
I don't know how you want me to say it. I didn't mean to leave him in there.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. And it was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone.
So she called her ex-husband, and then not even 5 minutes later she called 911. She called you guys. And she was continually doing CPR. But, we heard that 911 call where she was trying to tell them while it was pointless for her to even do CPR because he's purple. Because he's not breathing at all. Because you can tell. Because rigor mortis has already set in. He's stiff and purple. But she was continuously doing CPR to try to revive him while she was on the phone with 911. Because they forced her to. Because they wouldn't let her make excuses not to. And when the police got there, did she seem super upset? Or did she seem like, oh, God, now I got to deal with this?
So when he asked to be let out, Like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs,
No, when he's asking on the video, he asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. What? Like, why didn't you let him out?
well, number one,
The correct answer to that question is lawyer. Okay? Because there is no answer to that question that makes any sense or is going to help her at all. The only thing she should say right now, the only word that should be coming out of her mouth for her benefit now, not for our entertainment here to watch her get grilled, because then it wouldn't be that much fun to watch her get shamed for what she did, right? But her only response from now on, from the time she saw that they had those videos, lawyer, lawyer, lawyer.
number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. I'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
This was an absolutely imperative moment to allow the suspect to elaborate, but the lead interrogator cuts her off.
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23. So you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording.
They are definitely stepping on each other's toes, because every time she goes silent and doesn't answer a question, another one starts to speak. If the woman asks something that's going to give her a definite answer or make her say, I can't answer that, then the man will speak. If the man does it, the woman will speak. It's just back and forth. Stop. Let the silence set in. Let her realize you're screwed. She'll talk herself into whatever.
Stopped. He asked multiple times. I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean,
Were you punishing them?
no, just,
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you said. This is what you make me feel like.
see, and then it's all backfired on me. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
But let's get back to this. When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like,
Again, it's the
no.
boy calling wolf. And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys.
It's not fair. It's the boy crying wolf. Oh, you mean the guy who said he couldn't breathe and then later died because you didn't let him out? That was the boy crying wolf. But it's not fair that the police are holding your feet to the fire about the fact that you're on video laughing and telling him he's getting what he deserves. Come on. I hope they put this woman under the jail.
Are trying to, again. Oh, he's in there. Night, night.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally mean for this to happen.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going out?
I don't know why.
Why is the question directly after that, what did you intend to happen? Why is that not immediately? I didn't want this to happen. What did you want to happen? Well, I wanted him to get out and come upstairs and go to bed with me. But you didn't let him out. Well, I fell asleep. So you went upstairs and laid down. Come on. Oh, this lady.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like,
We're just trying to figure out why.
why? What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the back?
Why he was left in the bag? Why did they
I
do it?
didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around, being stupid.
You know, it's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a
Oh my
lump on his
gosh.
eye. I mean,
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. Like, this is not fair that you all are assuming that that's from me.
where else did it come
If
from?
you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase and you're asking to be let out, should they not let you out?
Jacqueline, she's not playing stupid. She is stupid. She could. I'm not trying to say that she meant for him to die, right? She meant to cause him pain and harm, though. She definitely meant to cause him pain and harm. And the way she's not doing herself any favors getting the attitude with the police about this. Like I said, she should be saying lawyer. That should be the only thing she's saying. But once you're sitting there and they've got this and they've got this, right? It's doing her no good to sit there and try to convince them that it's not what they think. The guy was in a suitcase. He's begging to be let out. You're laughing at him, cussing him. You leave him there. In between videos, you move the suitcase around. He's got bruises, bumps. I'm not directing this toward you, Jacqueline, either. I mean, I'm just saying, I started explaining it. I don't want you to think like I'm trying to go in on what you said there. But she clearly wanted revenge on him for something. There's zero doubt to that based on just the evidence that we've seen in this. And yet, she's been caught in how many lies already? That they were both laughing about it. That there was a hole that he could have unzipped it himself. It's crazy. Like I said though, guys, always carry a pocket knife. That's a fabric suitcase. He would have just had a pocket knife, he could have got out. If y'all guys didn't know, when I started my YouTube channel, it was a knife review YouTube channel a couple years ago. I love pocket knives. I always carry a pocket knife.
Eventually. I'm guessing. I mean, I'm blaming it on the line.
After talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching the video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him to fuck off.
No, it's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
Because he can't breathe.
Okay.
If someone can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance.
You two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No. I don't have anything.
You're right. You're telling us that we're...
It's hard for him to put his hands on you, lady, while he's zipped up in a suitcase. It's a lot easier for you to beat the crap out of him while he's locked up in a suitcase.
Stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and
I
repeating
understand.
what you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay. Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
Sarah now gets freaked out by the male detective. She thinks he's texting someone about her, which creates an absurd yet hilarious moment.
So, is the texting thing something about me? Like, what's...
The what? Texting? Oh, no, I'm texting.
So, I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said, fuck you.
Not intentionally.
You got up, and you went up to bed.
You all?
Please sit down.
Listen to me. I did not intentionally kill him.
I got you on video.
I mean, technically, she just told the truth right there, did she not? Because she said, I did not intentionally kill him.
Screaming, fuck you.
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. There's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it.
And then you flipped the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
You didn't intentionally flip the bag around?
No, why would I do that?
Well, you
Good
told us
question,
you
you
did.
When he was upside down.
Right.
Well, you had to put him upside down.
You can't get in a suitcase upside down because...
It had to have been on his back with the lid open for him to get in there, for you to zip it up. Then it shows it on the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on his back again, so you had to flip it to
I'm
there.
leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this.
You You left them in there. You did trying to
Oh my
dance around the
gosh,
fact. You left them in there.
this is not,
You didn't leave them in there?
it's not cool. Like, this is not cool.
It's not cool. You intentionally left them in there and left.
What we are seeing here is a woman who is used to lying and making excuses to get out of everything that she ever does. She never has to deal with responsibility, right? If you go back to the beginning of the video, you listen to what her ex-husband was saying about her. And that guy seems like he is, you know, at least respectable, because he's the first person she reached out to when she found the boyfriend wasn't alive anymore. He came over there for his ex-wife, and he's raising their kid. She's not the mother she should be, right? She doesn't get her kid on the day she has all that, according to her husband, but it seems pretty believable. This is a woman who skirts responsibility at every angle, and she cannot stand the fact that she is cornered right now, being held liable for her actions. She hates it.
The room. You went upstairs to a different room.
I would do anything for him.
Well, you gave up checking up on him, so.
You wouldn't let him out of the suitcase.
Anybody looking at it doesn't. I don't think anybody would look at that video and go, "George is having fun right now."
The discourse repeats itself a few more times, and then Sarah brings out her list of questions.
So, am I getting my phone back?
No.
Not today.
What about Lucas's laptop?
Not today.
Lady, you're not going
How
home.
do I go about getting his wedding ring, engagement ring?
It's at the medical examiner's office. It'll come to us eventually, and then.
It'll be released to
To
the next of kin.
Yeah, okay.
I bought it for him.
That is a civil issue. It was on his finger. It goes to them. They're the ones that are going to release it. We don't have any say in that.
So I won't get that back. So, what's next?
Did she really believe at this point, this far into this interview, an hour and a half after they've showed her the videos, after the statements that they've made, did she really believe they were just going to let her leave? No way she thought that. No chance.
They're going to come and swab your fingers.
No, I'm talking about, like, in the long run. Like, what do I need to, like, do I need to be doing something, or, like...
I can't tell you what to do.
I mean, like, so, like, for... Like, I don't understand, like, I don't know if you guys are just gonna, like... I'm not admitting anything about being intentional, and like...
We told you everything that we have. You know everything that we know.
So after this, what? I'm done? In itself, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough. Nonetheless, I have to live without him now.
His daughters too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
That's making a comment.
You're sorry. That was there yesterday.
Forensics take her DNA and fingerprints. The investigators then return.
Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free to go. Okay.
This comment seriously puts Sarah on edge, but she still won't quite...
Yes. I am so glad they said it like that. You know that female cop has been waiting for that. I'm sorry. You know that female cop has been waiting for that moment. Every time that woman gave the answers and sticking her arms out everywhere and being so kind of hateful and condescending, it's so funny to me that you get the, you're not free to go, okay? I love it.
Be fully aware of what's happening. This is coupled with the fact the investigators now try to get a solemn declaration out of her to close out the interrogation. The psychological dynamics of the moment are extraordinary.
Do you promise everything you told us is the truth? Or no? Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
The investigator explains that it's just protocol.
Do you promise and swear that everything we've talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
That's how
Anytime
you
we talk
swear.
to somebody,
The male detective re-explains that it's just routine, only in a far more comforting tone. But the tone doesn't do a whole lot to reassure Sarah. She looks about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole and take her chances in a separate dimension.
I'm missing what she's thinking right here. Help me out, guys. They're asking her, do you swear that everything you told us here is true to the best of your knowledge? Which means you didn't sit here and lie to us today. That we had an actual conversation and you believe that you were being truthful with us. So I'm not understanding her pushback here to say, I don't know if I want to agree to that or not. I was fine telling all the other stuff about locking him in the suitcase and just that I flipped him upside down and that I flipped him back over. But this question here, did I tell you the truth? Really don't want to answer that right now.
Not your question,
To the best of my knowledge.
to the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
Okay.
Okay.
Do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No. Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Because you killed your boyfriend, lady.
Not intentionally. So this was a trick.
You were right, you're right.
Why is this happening?
Do you think that she doesn't know what manslaughter is? I mean,
Before y'all said I could leave. So what am I supposed to do now?
go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
You all shut me down here.
An officer comes to take Sarah to the jail, but Sarah has questions first.
Those holding cells, the holding cells, am I gonna be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead, stand up.
I have not.
So what am I gonna do with my purse? What made you all decide to do this?
Made us decide to do this.
The videos of you saying, F you. This is what you deserve. This is how it felt when you were choking me. Those videos, they imply intent.
George is dead.
You guys, I knew this was gonna happen.
You did?
Sarah was taken to the Orange County Jail at 5:44 p.m. She was charged with second-degree murder and held without bond, which keep in mind was in late February of 2020, just before the entire planet went into lockdown due to a pandemic. So Sarah must have had a real fun time getting acclimated to the new environment. She's been in the county jail since, with a trial date set for April 10th of this year. She's currently working with her
If we're being honest here, it looks like jail has done her some good. She looks a lot better here than she did in that video. Like, healthier, you know?
attorney. 6 have already filed motions to get the fuck out of there, and all of them cited the same reason, which was irreconcilable differences.